The pink pill is the pink pill now. Put your piggies up now, up now, up. Live well to the extreme now. Put your piggies up now, up now, up.
Hey, it's Pinky. You're on the Pink Pill YouTube channel. Be a love and like, share, and subscribe. Pinky's up.
Hi guys, welcome to the Pink Pill. Today we are going to switch a little bit. Last week we talked about the go signals that you can give off while you are at a social event and when you are trying to attract the attention of men. Now we're going to talk about the go signals that men give off when they're interested in you. Now the reason why you want to know these go signals is because you don't want to waste your time giving go signals to someone who is not interested, and you also don't want to give go signals to someone who can potentially reject you, and nobody wants that because, you know, we want to keep trying. We don't want to be discouraged, right? When we're trying to interact with people and we're trying to make those connections, okay? So when we're talking about the go signals for women, make sure that you look at the previous video so that you can get some tips on that. But now we're talking about the men. So you are looking your best. You have your hairstyle, your makeup, and your outfit that is consistent with what makes you feel and look your best. You are at a cocktail party, a bar, a club, somewhere social where you're meeting lots of single people. And there's a few men that get your eye. So how do you know which one is the most receptive to your go signals? Well, you got to know what their go signals are. So men's go signals are pretty obvious from the start, okay? Men's go signals are first and foremost eye contact. When a man is interested in you, he can't look away. It's whether it's a wildebeest or a woman, when they have their target in place, when they are looking to someone that they are interested in or something that they want to capture, they go in really laser focused on their interest. And that's a pretty good giveaway. But now men are a little bit more savvy when it comes to that. They're not going to always be so naked. They're not going to always be so nakedly honest about their interests because they want to kind of play it cool. So what are some of the other indications that a man will give you to let you know that he's interested and that you can give him the go signals that you're interested too? First, watch the feet. Now, the feet actually have a whole language. If his feet are directed towards you, that means that his interest is made in your direction, okay? If his feet are away from you, that's a different type of message. But when his feet are directed towards you, that means that he is thinking about you, he is focused in your direction, and he's actually probably thinking about walking over to you. The next thing that they will do is they will give you the full body scan when it comes to eye contact, going back to that. So he will look you in the face, but he will do the up and down. He's gonna look at your face, he's going to look down, he's gonna look back up, he's probably gonna spend a little bit of time here, and then he's gonna go back to looking up at you again because he likes what he sees. So while he's giving you the full body scan, he's gonna give you a genuine smile, a smile with his whole face because he likes what he sees. His eyebrows are gonna raise. Maybe he'll drop his jaw because you're just so amazing looking. Those are the kind of indicators that are gonna be a pretty safe bet that you can also start your go signals. The next thing that he's going to do is similar to what women do, and they preen. Men preen just like women do. Yes, we may toss our hair, maybe we will straighten out our clothes, maybe we'll check our lip gloss or whatever. Men preen as well. They will run their fingers through their hair, they'll straighten out their clothing, they will stick their chest out, they will suck their stomachs in, and they'll do something where they will try to direct attention to their nether regions. And the way that they'll do that is sometimes they will thumb their pockets. So put their hands in their pockets with their thumb sticking out in the direction towards their genitals. And that's a signal that they're open for business. That's another body language little trick that maybe they don't even realize that they do. But if you ever see a guy with his hands in his pockets and his thumbs pointing directly to you know where, that means he's saying that he's available and open for visitors and interested bystanders. Just that. I don't know where that came from. All right, moving on. What are some of the other body language tells that a man is interested? Well, he's going to give you open body language. So open body language is he's not going to have his arms crossed. He's not going to have his legs closed. His legs are probably going to be open, and he'll probably be in a figure 4. So if you've gotten to the point where you're actually talking to him or you see him talking to someone, you may notice that he will cross his legs at the knee and he will point his foot towards your direction. That is then another indicator that he is directing onto you. So, okay, if he's with his buddies and he's, they're being rambunctious, they're having fun, but they're also there to meet women. So the guy who is trying to get your attention may be a little extra. So the way that he is a little bit extra is that, he may be a little louder. He may laugh a little louder. He may use more wide arm and hand gestures to get your attention. His voice may raise because he wants you to be looking in his direction. So these are all sort of things that show that he's peacocking for you and he wants you to pay attention to him. So let's talk about facial features. So we talked about eye contact. We talked about the full smile. But let's talk about the licking of the lips. Like he's imagining tasting something delicious. The flaring of the nostrils, the breathing, the jugular, the pulsing of the jugular. These are all things that indicate that this man's blood is flowing and that you've got his juices going. The next thing that you're going to notice is that he doesn't mind if you lean into his personal space. So perhaps you start with your phone or your drink and it's just a little bit closer to him. And because it's closer to him, you have to lean in closer. And he has no problem with that. In fact, he's going to lean in with you. He may even start talking to you in your ear so he can have an excuse to get closer to you. He may put his hand at the small of your back, and that's an indication of possessiveness. And that is an indication to other men to stay away. And when you're talking to him, maybe what he'll do is he'll square his shoulders so that when he's talking to you, nobody else can be in the line of sight, so that he's blocking you away from other potential suitors. So these are all things that men do when they're very interested in a woman, and these are all go signals. So let's talk about the stop signals. Okay, stop signals can happen while the go signals are going on. If a conversation goes left, if he finds out something about you that he doesn't like. So we need to know what those stop signals are. The most obvious thing is the break in eye contact. So if a guy is interested in you, he's going to keep looking at you. Men are very good at locking eyes. So when you see a guy and he's interested, he's going to look at you. He may look away, but then he'll look back. If a guy's not interested in you, it's pretty straightforward. He's going to see that you're looking at him and he's going to give a direct message that he's not interested by looking away. And that's it. That's done. You move on. Okay. Another thing that he's going to do is that if you are talking to him, say you guys are sitting next to each other at the bar and you're striking up small talk conversation, watch where his feet are directed. If his feet are directed towards you, remember what I told you earlier, he's going to be interested in you. If one foot is directed away and one foot is directed towards you, that means he's trying to hurry up and close this conversation so that he can move along. Or if both feet are away and he's facing away from you, that means he's ready to go and you might as well just call it a night. Say, nice meeting you, good luck, have a great time, and just move on. He's not interested. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to want to look at is you want to look at his facial gestures. You want to look at not only the eye contact, but you're going to look at whether or not Is he doing this with his face? Even if it's a micro expression, that means that he's disgusted in some way. He doesn't like what he's heard. He doesn't like what he says. He doesn't like what he sees. So this could happen in a microsecond. But if you see somebody who's turning up their nose, or if they're sneering, or if they're doing the whole contemptible side smile, that means that they're not taking you seriously. They have an impression about you that's not favorable, and that you should probably just move on. Any of those disgust signals, and those disgust signals are pretty obvious, like something that he smells funny. If something smells funny to him, where he's, scrunching up his nose, whether he's sneering or he's doing the, whatever, that shows that he's not interested. And here's another indicator too. It seems pretty obvious, but if you're leaning in and he's leaning out, that means that he's not interested, okay? So that means that while you're maybe being flirtatious by leaning into him and leaning into his personal space, and personal space is about 18 inches around, if you're leaning in and he's leaning out, he's not interested. The next thing is he's got closed off body language. He's crossing his arms. He's got his legs closed. That means he's closed for business. So he's not doing the whole thumbs hooked into the pockets thing. He does not want you to have anything to do with what's going on down there. So while you're having a conversation with him, he may be polite and speak to you, but if every time somebody goes through the entrance or walks past him and he's looking at another woman, he's not interested in you. So all of these things seem pretty obvious, right? Poor eye contact, leaning out, looking where his feet are directed to, looking at how he's opening his legs or closing his legs, how he engages with you. These are all things that are pretty obvious. But I want to reiterate those things, what those stop signals are, because if you have any of those signals coming from somebody that you're interested in, you need to move on. Don't waste your time trying to cultivate a situation where if a guy isn't interested, he's just not interested. Understand this. We as women, sometimes, yes, we are visual, but sometimes a guy can win us over with his charm and his wit. And maybe initially we won't be interested, but over time, they can win us over. Men, on the other hand, make pretty quick decisions based on the visuals and maybe a little bit auditory, but mainly they move and activate based on what they like and what they see. So if he's not giving you those go signals, then you don't waste your time engaging. You move on to the next person that potentially could be somebody that you're interested in, that you can get in the line of sight of and cultivate. And the way that you do that is by looking at those go signals and recognizing those stop signals so that you can be very, very efficient when you are going out. And now if you work the room in this way, then guaranteed you're going to have multiple engagements with men. Whether or not you're interested in them is a totally different thing. But if you're looking a certain way and you're feeling confident and you are in your femininity and you are dressed properly for the occasion, you've got your colors on, you've got your look going, and you've got that confidence and that bubbly personality, that fun personality that you've been working on, chances are you're going to get some attention, and ultimately you will be the chooser. You get to decide what page 2 is going to look like after that first encounter. I hope this has been helpful for you. I am Crystalline Karazin. I am the creator of the original Pink Pill, the Pink Pill for Business, and the Pink Pill for College. I help Black women level up in all areas of their lives, romantically, socially, and professionally. If you want to reach out to me, I am at Crystalline, Christelyn, and I will see you next video. And as always, pinkies up.